Hello everyone and welcome to the first actual video in 2026, and it's February, so I do apologise for that, but we're going to get back to it and, you know, they'll start coming out again in actual pace. Today I wanted to talk about the 12 Days of Xmas challenge. So again, we're talking about Xmas in February. I know this is a bit weird, but just imagine it's not weird. Basically, what we're going to talk about is the 12 Days of Xmas challenge, because over the past year I've gotten into the events on TrueTrophies.com. There's one every month, and my favourite thing about them is they encourage you to go back to your backlog and find trophies, find games that you've maybe left at like 50% and get them up as high as you can. And the first one that I ever did was actually last year's 12 Days of Xmas challenge. And the way that works is that every day you have to get trophies that fit a certain criteria. And on day 1, you only need to get 1 trophy. On day 5, you have to get 5. On day 10, you have to get 10. And then finally, on the 12th day, you have to get 12. Except this year, it's a little bit different. Last year, I tried to get all of the 78 trophies that I would need in 12 hours on a live stream, which did not go well. I will link that below if you want to see that, but it just ended up being a disaster, basically. But then I ended up cleaning it up over Christmas, and I did complete the challenge, and I put it into a standalone video, which will also link below. So the website I'm using only allows you to update your profile 5 times a day, which means for the rest of the challenge, I'll have no clue if the trophies have actually synced properly. Also, I'm hoping I have my save. No. Oh. Okay. There you go. 10 minutes in the zone. So we're meant to get that about 4 hours ago. But this year, because of the disaster last year, I started from December 1st, and I just locked in and I just did the challenge the way you're meant to do it, one day at a time. So the idea is you can log on, check what the challenge is, get it done, and then that means you're finished until the next day. So that is what we did this year, and I also chose the games in a certain way in a kind of tenet that I'm calling forward momentum. Because last year I did a lot of jumping around different games and just jumping in to get 1 trophy, leaving it, maybe doing some like story progress, skipping cutscenes, and it's like, this is not the way you should be playing games. For example, some of the things I did last year was driving 40 cars in LA Noire, where I just kind of went about and jumped in different cars. Then I loaded up Days Gone and I gathered parts to upgrade the bike. I loaded up Dead Rising 2 and just went about and changed clothes. I loaded up Arkham Asylum to catch a Batarang. That one actually wasn't that bad, it took like 10 seconds, but you know. And I also loaded up Stardew Valley and just crafted a bunch of random items. I think the 2 worst offenders for this kind of like jumping in like thing was opening 30 tiers in Bioshock Infinite and drifting for 10 minutes in Days Gone, because these trophies are designed for you to slowly build up to over the course of the game. You know, like, anyone who's played Bioshock Infinite has opened 30 tiers, and the drifting for 10 minutes, you're meant to get that in like 2-second increments over the like 40 hours you're going to play the game. But last year I was like reloading checkpoints to force it and just drifting in a circle for 10 minutes. And these are not like the point of these challenges. To stop that, the tenets of forward momentum are, number 1, I'm not going to buy a specific game just to complete a challenge. I wouldn't do this anyway, but people on the leaderboards have, you can see that they do this. But I just don't like the idea of that. You know, this is meant to be a fun thing. We shouldn't be like buying pointless games to complete a fake challenge that no one actually cares about. Number 2, I'll do my best to not jump around different games. There's not a way I can kind of encapsulate that into a sentence, but like, I won't be doing that, hopefully. You know, if push comes to shove, then I might do it, but I'll do my best to not do it. And then number 3, if possible, I'll be playing games that I'm either currently playing, have bought and want to play, or I just played recently and I didn't get the platinum, but they're at like 50% and it makes sense to go back and do it. Yeah, so those are the 3 points, and I'm going to do my best to stick to them, and that will make this challenge a lot more fun and a lot more useful, I think, for like my trophy list and like completion percentage and stuff like that. So basically, the way this video is going to work, obviously I've completed the challenge, like I'm recording this now in February. So for each day I'm going to talk about what the challenge was that day and what my options were, and then we'll jump into the games. I've got all the footage for all the trophies that I got, and I'll talk about what it was like to get them. I will be honest, a lot of these are just kind of like, I did the thing that the trophy says to do, so it will be mainly more about the choosing of the trophies. So let's just get into it and start explaining what we did. Obviously the layout here, you can see 3 days at a time, but you just have to imagine you can only see the first one. So on the 1st of December, the challenge was to earn 1 trophy with 50 trophy difference. Okay, so I feel like in all these videos I badly explain the way the website works. But basically what this means is, you want the trophy to be slightly more there than it actually is. So I feel like there's no point in explaining it. Basically, the way that works, if you click on the if you click on the website, you can click My Valid here, and it will show you a list of trophies that count. So for the first day, you'll notice that these are, this is sorted by kind of the easiest ones to get. Okay, that's what the ratio means. So it starts at 1.21 and it goes up. So you'll notice it's all platinums here. So on the first day, the challenge was to get like the Mass Effect 3 platinum. So obviously that was not something I wanted to do. There are some easier ones in here, you know, like Life is Strange would take like 8 to 10 hours. Lake is meant to be like 5 hours. Coffee Talk is like an hour and a half, and that was one I was thinking because you can just, that, you know, you could do that one. And then as you get further down, you'll see there's more golds. But again, these golds are like, finish like, what, like New Game Plus, I get 100%. So even though these are not platinums, these are basically the trophy that you'd get before you get the platinum. You know, these are like the hardest ones in the game. So these are the options I had, but going with the tenet of forward momentum, I just played Wheel World and I don't know when exactly I played it. Can we sort by date 1? Yeah, so I played it in November, so, you know, just before this. And so Wheel World is this cycling game where the platinum is basically just to finish every race and get all the collectibles. And it's quite short, I think it's about 4 hours long. But back when I played it, I basically played it in one sitting, and finished the whole game. And then on the list of those trophies that I could get was to place first in every race. So I just had to quickly go back and do the races that I hadn't finished. So yeah, some you don't even need to do to finish the game. So I had to place 3rd or better in every race, and then I had to place first. The game is not that hard. So day 1 was complete. Then day 2 was another easy one, because you need to earn 2 trophies from games with a 4+ site rating and games that have 20+ votes. So what this means is, on the website, through trophies, you can rate games after you play them. I don't do it, like, I only use the website for this specific thing. But again, forward momentum, I was playing Ghost of Yoti at the time, and that is a game that the people of this site have said is a 4+. So this is out of 5, so a game that's a 4 out of 5 or better. So I won't actually go into too much detail here just because the game is quite new, but I just had to get 2 trophies in Ghost of Yoti, and it could be any. So I just played the game until I got them. So day 2 was very easy. And these are just like, I think that's a story 1 and then whatever. Then day 3, we had to earn 3 trophies in games that were previously in the top 100 of the most popular games on PlayStation chart, but it's not currently in it. So this one is actually kind of weird, because we'll actually see if we can open, if I can remember how to get to it. It's probably in there, that you would assume. No, I'll find it and I'll get back to you. Okay, so you can see it's under my camera here, but popular PlayStation games. So you want a game that used to be on this list and is now no longer on it. But as you can see, the way, like, Fortnite is number 1, Roblox number 2, GTA number 3. These are kind of always going to be there. Then you've got like your FIFA and your NBA. I'm guessing there's maybe Madden on here, esports, college football, Apex. There's a lot of games on here that are just on here forever. Like Minecraft is never going to leave. And what this does mean is there's actually not much space in the top 100. This list only goes to 40, but 2 things. So there's not much space, which means if a game goes up, it is most likely going to come down. But also, there's just a lot of like PlayStation games that are still here. I do wish I could see the bottom of this list, but something like God of War 2018, I believe, is still on the list, just because... Can we see actually? God of War 2018, I wonder, does it have like... Let's see, I'm going to get the actual list up. How do we do this? Yeah, okay, so it looks like they only actually published the top 40 in that week. But what you can do, this is every single game. With this, I filtered it to only show the platinum. So this is every single game that is eligible for this challenge. So these are games that were in the top 100 but are no longer in the top 100. So you see, when I said like there's a bunch of PlayStation games, obviously God of War and Horizon Zero and Uncharted, but these are older, whereas like Horizon Zero or Forbidden West, what's it called? I don't actually know. Forbidden West is there, but I did notice that God of War Ragnarok is not. So there is is Tsushima. Yeah, so Ghost of Tsushima is still on the top 100. God of War Ragnarok is still in the top 100. So like, Ask the Bot is still in the top 100. So it is this kind of weird thing where there's like Final Fantasy 7. Actually, the remake and the Rebirth are both off it, which is kind of surprising. But yeah, this is basically a thing where you have to play, and you basically have to play a game that was popular and is no longer popular. So a good way to do that is to play a game that was on PlayStation Plus and is maybe not very good. So I loaded up FBC Firebreak, and that is exactly what we did. So I just loaded it up and I tried to get as many trophies as I could easy. I have actually went back to this in the past month, and I almost have the platinum. The game is not that good. I don't think it's as bad as people... Well, I feel like it is. The game isn't bad at all. It just isn't good, and there's no point playing it, kind of. Like, we basically played it for 7 hours, and it felt like we had done everything that you could do just in 7 hours. We were playing on a double XP weekend, so we were leveling up faster. But like, as the second player, like, I wasn't the host of the game, and I was getting invited to like do the missions. And it was kind of weird because when you're the second player, you can actually see what missions you could do. You know, you just get invited and you just play. And there's only 5 missions, or there's 5 maps. No, I think, yeah, there's 5 missions and 5 maps. It's the same, like, each mission has a map. And I did not realise that. You know, I was getting invited, I was like, oh, this is going to be a new one, this will be a new one. And then once we'd done 5 missions, it just ended. And there's like nothing to play for at that point, you just kind of have to keep doing it. So it's a very weird game. I do have the hardest stuff out of the way for the platinum. I just have there's like grindy things you need to kill. Is it 100 enemies, or maybe I can actually be 500 enemies over a certain distance. All the maps are quite small, so you just don't do that normally. And you do need to kind of grind that out and focus on getting that one. So I will do that at some point. But as for the actual challenge, it was very easy, and it took me about 5 minutes just to do the tutorial and then get some easy trophies to complete challenge 3 for earning 3 trophies in games that were in the top 100 but are no longer in it. So actually, I guess what I should do, I should also, for every challenge, I should point out what I could have done. So these are a bunch of easy trophies that I could get in games that are rated 4+. But, you know, like I said, I don't want to jump into like Metaphor di Fantasio just to do some stuff and then not play the game. So, but then for games where, I guess these were my options for, say that the platinums. These are options for games that were in top 100 but are no longer, and the games that are on my account. So there's actually a lot of options here. Obviously, I remember like this is now 2 months after I did it, so I think like Dispatch would have definitely been on the list, and now it isn't, which means I could have done it. But there's a decent amount of games I could have played, but not like not a ton. And most importantly, I wanted to do games that I was actually going to play. So obviously, FBC Firebreak is a game that I wanted to play, even though it wasn't that good. And then that takes us on to day 4, which is maybe the first one where it became random, because we had to earn 4 trophies with a score ending in 4. So that has nothing to do with the game, it has nothing to do with like anything. You can't like make that happen. All you can do is look at the list of trophies that you can get. So what this means is, you know, again, I'm not going to explain it, but because of how many people get trophies, they get given a score, and to complete the challenge, you have to get 4 that have a 4 at the end. So it basically is just a random list of games. What I did do is, if you go to game name, it sorts them into games, so you can see like, if you played another Kitab's Treasure, you would get all 4. And that was kind of ideal, because I didn't want to jump about different games. So like Ashen would be another one. But also, this is the thing, it's like, I didn't actually want to play Baldur's Gate, it has loads. I didn't actually want to play a full game just to, like, because remember, this is on the 4th of December, and to complete the challenge, you have to get the platinum in Ashen, or another Kitab's Treasure. So I did end up jumping about this one. And it kind of fit with the forward momentum thing, but not really. I noticed the 2010 FIFA World Cup game had a bunch, and I'm doing this thing now, which I think I'll make a video soon, kind of explaining what I'm doing, but I want to get on PSN profiles. On PSN profiles, you can see that games are listed with letter ranks next to them, and what I'd like to do is get as many in a row S or A as I can at the top of the list. So that if you were to look at my trophy list, you would just go down and you'd see SSSS. So all these E's and stuff like that I want to clean up, and 2010 FIFA World Cup was C, I think, or maybe it might have been D. So I kind of jumped into this early. This actually, like, you know, it's 100 hour platinum, and it's also now unobtainable because servers have went down. So this was not forward momentum, but, you know, this is something that I kind of want to do in the future. So it's not exactly off it. So in 2010 FIFA World Cup, we had to score 2 hat-tricks in the finals, and then we had to become the best player on the team. This actually took a while. Also, this is a PlayStation 3 game, which was just a whole thing in itself of like late Delphi pops, load times, just all this stuff. There were actually some other Delphis that I was meant to get to fit in with this that ended up bugging, and they just didn't pop, which wasted time, which wasn't great. But because the PlayStation 3 was still plugged in, I loaded up Need for Speed Most Wanted just because it was on the list, and we did a jump over 200 yards through a billboard. This again took a while because this is kind of one of the Days Gone ones where you're not actually meant to do this at the start of the game. You know, you're meant to like upgrade your car, get a better car, find a better place to do it. So this one actually took ages because I was using the wrong car for it, but we finally got it, and that ended in a 4. And actually still does. See, these can obviously change over time. But yeah, we've got 54, 34, and 24. Then I jumped into the game, which I actually think I might have featured in the last year's version of this. It's a game that I want to get to and I still haven't. But Melatonin is a rhythm game, and we had to get a perfect score in hard mode, and we did that, and it was not that hard. So that brings on to day 5, which was one I enjoyed doing a lot. We had to earn 5 trophies in games that came out between 2008 and 2012, and that does include the Masters that came out after, I believe. So for example, Mass Effect 2 Legendary Edition would count, I believe. I'll just actually check that. Yeah, so Mass Effect 2 counts because even though this came out in, 2021, the game came out 2010. Then Mass Effect 3 came out in 2012. So yeah, this one actually did not have many choices on the PlayStation, and not choices I wanted to get to, like, you know, like Mass Effect, I don't want to play that now. So we're not going to jump into that just to do stuff. Same with like Metal Gear Solid. So what I ended up doing is getting a platinum that I've had all like ready to go for ages, and that was Assassin's Creed 2 on the PlayStation 3. I feel like this made sense just because the PlayStation 3 was like plugged in. So we'll just get to this. So you can see here, this was a 16-year platinum, and that is because this is one of the first games that I played. Like, actually, this may actually be one of the first trophies that I've got. Or maybe not, actually. I don't know. But basically, I played this game back when it came out, and I did every single thing. Obviously, it took me ages to play it. I think I was just young and stupid. Yeah, so basically, I played it over the course of like a year, and I did every single thing, except I did not complete one of the tombs. I didn't get all the feathers. When you get all the feathers, you then get a cape that you can wear in each city, and then I didn't find all the glyph fragments. And this is actually a platinum that I did get on the PlayStation 4 version, just like playing it all in one go, you know, doing what you're meant to do. But the reason that I didn't do this version is because there was like a free DLC or something like that, and that got redeemed on my brother's account. So then I logged into his profile to download the DLC, okay? And then I played through the game with that DLC, so the save data that I had that DLC in it. And then, obviously this is back in 2010 or 2009. Then I think I got like a PlayStation 3 Slim at some point, and the save data carried over, but the DLC didn't. So then I think I went back to clean this up in like 2018. I put it in the disc, installed the game, and the save data wouldn't load because it needed the DLC. And then honestly, it was just kind of like a hassle to get his account back on the PlayStation, go and find the DLC, like go in the PlayStation store to find the DLC, get the DLC, and then we'll see where we're at. So that is what I did with this. I finally got the DLC downloaded, which meant I could go and quickly do the tomb and get all the feathers. Now, honestly, I thought that I actually had some of the feathers, but I think I was at like, you'll see in the clip here, I think I had like 5, maybe even less than that. So this did take a while, you know, just following the guide, picking up all the feathers. Then when you get the feathers, you can wear the cape. Then I found all the glyphs, and I got the platinum, 16-year platinum. So from the 7th of December 2025 back to the 9th of December 2009. So I actually didn't even realise this. I could have timed this to make it. Oh wait, it's a 17-year. I guess this is like a leap year thing, where even though it's before, it's actually after, because there's been like what doesn't, you know, there's been like leap years between this. That's actually weird, but yeah, so I was glad to get back to this just because it is, you know, that is the longest platinum I've got in my account in 16 years. It's actually crazy if you think about it. That's 2/3 of my life that this platinum has been going on for. So yeah, that was day 5, and that was just to get 5 trophies, and luckily I had 5 left, so we got all them, and then the platinum is included as part of this challenge, which is quite cool. Then day 6 was to spell slay using the first letter of your trophy unlocks. So the way this works is you can get other trophies between these, but they just want you to get a trophy that starts with S, then L, then E, then I, then G, then H. And to go with the thing of forward momentum, I was playing Ghost of Yote, and I noticed that one of the trophies that was coming up had an S. Actually, I'll go on PSN profiles to get a better look at this. This is now, we're back at the Assassin's Creed Platinum. So we did this thing, which is this kind of side quest thing in Ghost of Yote for S. Then we loaded up Wheel World, and I just kind of played through the game again. I was hoping to get Everest for my E, which you can see is for climbing a total elevation of 8,000 meters. So just on the game, anytime you were going up, there's a counter going in the background, and you know, we got that at 9:27, and then at 9:39 we got the L. Then I had to go and find a different E. I guess actually I should explain what these are. So in the game, there's a bunch of different customization options for your bike, and all you have to do is one of these on the wood bike for this one, and then on the gamer bike for this one. So you just have to find those parts, and then you can put them on, and that's it. So we got L and Wee World, we got E and Wee World. Then I looked up Fantasy Life, which is a game that I started in like July and I haven't got to yet. I have now played since, and I'm almost at the end. But this is just a story one, and I noticed that it starts with an I and it is the next thing. Then I loaded up Yote again and did another side quest for G, obviously getting a B in the way, but then we could load up Wee World again for the H. So again, this was another challenge that was super easy, and I kind of got without even dying. You know, I just played the games that I wanted to play, and they popped. And that brings on to day 7, which is another super easy one, which is earn 7 trophies in games with at least 20,000 people who have it. So obviously Ghost of Yote is a popular game, and I just continued to play through the game. There's not much to talk about here. I just popped all these 7. Then on day 8, we had to earn 8 trophies in games that are on PlayStation Plus monthly. So this one, you know, there's a lot of games on PlayStation Plus at this point. So again, I had a lot of choices. Platin is not on PlayStation Plus, is it? I did not know that. Yeah, so this is a game that was offered as part of the monthly thing. So you get, what, like two or three games a month? But just because it's been going on for so long, there are a lot of games that are part of this. So all I had to do was play any game that was on PlayStation Plus at one point. So I ended up choosing Themes just because it's a game that I think the servers are going to go down at some point, and I want to get the platinum at like before that happens. So that's a game where I played it when it came out, and I did like the story stuff, and I just kind of messed about a bit, but it didn't hook me the way that I kind of thought it would. And I do think it is fun to kind of go back and I'll see if I put footage up of the games I was playing. I also found like I made like John Cena's theme on a keyboard. That's like the only creation I've got in the game. And it probably, I don't think it's even like accurate, but I know it's like a cool little game, and the trophies were quite easy, so I might cut to that and explain what they are, but I don't know, it just was kind of nice going back to it. And I was looking, the platinum's actually really annoying. You have to play it for like 40 hours. Obviously the idea with that is you're actually going to play it, but you know, it's not something I'm that interested in. Day 9 was another super easy one because we had to earn 9 trophies in games with sports, racing, music or rhythm genres. And it's Wheel World. I think it's actually a racing game, is that it? Yeah, it's a sports game, which I don't really know why it's not a racing game. But there's another one where all you have to do was earn 9 trophies in the game. So not much to explain here, I just continued to play it. And that was it. See, actually, did I get the platinum as part of this or no? Yeah, I think I got the platinum like just after this. Then we had Challenge 10, which is to earn 10 trophies in games that were developed or published by Bethesda, Ubisoft, 505, Activision or Outright. I just know what Outright Games is. Like, I don't know why they're involved in this. They make a bunch of like kids games, it looks like. But all the other ones were like RP. I don't actually know. Yeah, so our choices here were so obviously Ubisoft is one of the. Well, actually, Activision is one of them. Why isn't Assassin's Creed 3 here? That's weird. Is that messed up? Game name. Platinum. Yeah, I don't know why it's only showing Assassin's Creed 4 in Unity, because I don't have the Platinum for 3 or Brotherhood or Revelations. And there's must be more that I'm missing. I wonder if it's ordered differently. Yeah, I don't know. So because Ubisoft is one of the publishers, you can play any Assassin's Creed game. Activision means that any Call of Duty game. And then there's like Crash Bandicoot, Bethesda, so there's like Fallout and Skyrim and stuff like that. So I did have quite a few options, but as you can see, like this is every game on the list. So it's not, I didn't have that much choice. And then these are all games that I kind of didn't want to jump into. So like Skyrim, I don't want to go into that, and it's like, okay, what are the easiest 8 trophies to get? So instead what I did is I played a game that came out last year and I actually wanted to play, and it was on PlayStation Plus, and I loaded up the Rogue Prince of Persia. So this is like a roguelike, I think it's a spin-off team from the people who made Dead Cells that got the license for Prince of Persia from Ubisoft, so it was published by them, and I played it for about like 2 hours, and I got all 10 trophies quite easily. Or quite quickly, I guess. Don't know if it's any good. I feel like I haven't actually got to the point where it gets good, if that makes sense. You know, like, because it's a roguelike, it kind of, you need to play it multiple times to kind of see where it goes and the variety it has. But it was kind of fun. I've not felt a pull to come back to it. You know, this was on the 10th of December, and it's now been 2 months, and I've honestly not thought about the game until now. Obviously it's on my list now, so I would like to go back to it and actually play it more. Yeah, I don't really have much to say. It's if you like Dead Cells, it's just Dead Cells, but with a better art style, I would say. Like, it looks quite cool. And there's some unique stuff. And then again, another super easy one, because day 11 was to earn 11 trophies in games that came out in 2025 that have got at least 30 trophies. And games that have at least 30 trophies is most of them. Like, if we're talking about actual games that you would play, you know, I feel like maybe there's some like shovelware games that only have the 12 that you need. Ghost of Yote is a game that came out in 2025, and it has at least 30 trophies, so I went back to that. And then, I don't know why I stopped halfway through. I don't know why I didn't just keep playing Yote, but then I went back to Fantasy Life and actually started playing it properly. And again, this was only like 3 hours to just get all these, but I got the rest in Fantasy Life. And now we get to day 12, which was not good. So, you know, I mentioned before that you have to get 1 in day 1, 2 in day 2, 3 in day 3. So if you do that up to 11, that brings you to like 57, I believe. No, 56, I think. No, it brings you up to 66. And then the 12 would bring you up to 78. So you would assume that right now I've talked to you about the 66 trophies I've got, is that the right number? And I'm going to talk to you about the final 12. But this took me ages. So basically the way that this challenge works is there was a boss that you had to fight by doing damage to it, okay? And each boss had a thing that it was good and bad against. So you could plan out certain trophies to do certain things. However, this just took ages, and to do it in 12 trophies would be insane. To see the thing, I've had to load up someone else's profile, but you can see the first boss, you had to do 1.2k damage, and this is the points you get in this website. But if the trophy had a Z, or if the trophy or game name had a Z in it, you'd get minus 12 damage. However, if it contained a 2, you'd get plus 12. So if you only focused on the actual challenge here of getting a value that contains 2 in it, they would each give you however many points it would give you, and 12. Right, so you need to deal 100 trophies worth of damage at minimum, or at maximum, I guess, with this challenge. However, that means you're going to have to be doing a lot of damage with your values, if that makes sense. Like, it's hard to kind of show this, but it basically means that this takes ages. So I'll go through the challenges, and I'll show you at the end what I ended up doing, which was basically just playing games. I don't know, so for this one, actually it makes more sense to just skip it now. So you can see that the final trophy on the challenge 11 was, it's either Yote or Fantasy Life. Yeah, so it was Fantasy Life here, and basically all I had to do was just play games and hope that it would do enough damage. So I played Yote, and you know, each one of these that had a 2 in it was doing more damage. But then when you get the platinum, you get a big boost of points from that. And when I got this New Game Plus one, it got an even bigger boost, because basically the way you get the points are, to put it simply, you have to get trophies that people don't have. You know, like, you have to get their trophies. So because the New Game Plus trophy was added afterwards. Not a lot of people have this one. Just if you think about the amount of people that have played the game who got the platinum on like the first week and didn't log back in when this one got added. So this one gave me a lot of points as well. But I don't think I can show you on the website how many points it gave me. But then you can see that the next challenge was to do more damage to the second boss. And the weakness was if the letters K, E, and Y are in the trophy name in any order. Right? So again, it's one you can't like plan for, but you just have to kind of hope. And if you do that, it will give you 2 times damage. However, if the ratio is less than 2, which the ratio is how there it is. So if it's a common one, then you'll do 0.75 times your attack. So again, it's like this thing, it's like so hard to plan for. So you just kind of have to play games again. However, the useful thing is if you click on that K, E, and Y thing, it will show you ones you can get. But I was just still playing. I was like, I'll go back to themes. Immortality is a game that I almost had the platinum on. So I loaded up that because I had the K and Y. I don't know. I was basically just seeing how many like their trophies I could get. And I do think one of these does have a K and Y. But I can't see it. Basically, I don't actually know how to like show this because I can't actually remember when I finished the challenge. I played a musical story. I tried to get the platinum, but honestly, I can't remember why I got to this one. And then is there any here that have K, E, and Y? You know what it was? I'm pretty sure. God, the Thor platinum does not have K, E, and Y, no. K. I don't know, basically, I just had to play games, and then by playing games, you'd get points. So I had until Christmas Eve. I didn't actually get any more platinums. I played Thor up until the end of the first playthrough. You then have to play it on hard, which I just couldn't be bothered. Because apparently the final boss is hard on it. Then I played Marvel Cosmic Invasion around Christmas. And I didn't actually get the platinum in that one either. Then I played more Wheel World. Has this got a K and Y? Is that it? K. There's a K there. There's an E. There's no Y. Y? Yeah, okay. This is your captain speaking. That had the K and the Y. So I don't know if that was it. Then I did play more Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Oh yeah, actually, so that I remember that. Okay, so I think this is like, you know, I have nothing to go on. But I'm pretty sure that I noticed that Wheel World had a K, E, and Y trophy, which gave me bonus points. Yeah, so that would have given me 2 times attack, which honestly would have done like nothing. But basically, platinums are a lot of points. So if you get a platinum, it's going to, no matter, even if you hit the challenge or not, it's going to do a lot of damage. So at some point in this, we beat the second boss. And then the final challenge, the third boss, was you get 4 times attack if the game came out between September and December. But if the game came out between January and August, you get 0.4 times attack. But basically the thing about this one is a lot of games come out in September, December, you know. So we had a lot of choices. Because over Christmas I'd played a lot of Marvel's Cosmic Invasion and we'd beat the game, like it's a co-op game, so we played it together. I didn't end up having any plans on Christmas Eve, so I just spent it going through and getting the platinum for Cosmic Invasion. And I can't remember, one of these ones for beating the game was like a lot of points. So we finished the challenge, you know, like at some point here, because remember all these trophies are given ×4 attack. And also, just because of the way that this game works, it actually ends up being quite a rare platinum. Not like super rare, but because you need to play as like specific characters to get certain trophies. If you're not playing as Phoenix, you won't get this one. So, you know, even if you have a full team of 6 people, actually you only get it if you're the actual one doing it. So in each level you can only play as 2 people. If you main someone for the whole game, then you won't get some of these. So it's, unless you're going for the platinum, you won't get many trophies. So a lot of these actually ended up giving loads of points. And yet I believe it was completing the game with every character that won me it. And then I ended up getting the platinum as my first platinum of 2096, just because it worked out the timing. I don't actually know. Either way, I actually enjoyed this this year's challenge compared to last year. I thought it was like, because I know a lot of these challenges were easy, but that is kind of the point. You're meant to be able to do these in a day. So the ones that were like, just play a game that a bunch of people played, like I'm happy, you know, like I will play Ghost of Yoti. So you are meant to be able to do these quite easily. And then that's why this last one was just so annoying, because I'll then work out, you know, the thing I was saying, like how many trophies it takes to get to challenge 11. I'm sure I got like double. So even actually, if you can see, it ends at Demolition Expert. Yeah, so I finished Challenge 11 with Demolition Expert, and then all of these in Ghost of Yotei are in Challenge 12, including the Platinum. Then Themes, Immortality, the Immortality Platinum. Then all these Fantasy Life ones, the whole Thor game. Obviously I didn't finish that, but you know. Then again, not including the Platinum because it was after midnight. Oh no, wait, I remember now. The Platinum actually did count as me completing it because, and then that's why, because the times 4 on that, and I'm pretty sure the Platinum was worth like 500 points. So times 4 on that is 2,000 points, which basically one hits the Santa Claus, you know, is 2.4k. So just the Platinum killed him, basically. And then obviously those you need to get there. But the reason I got it after midnight and it still counted is because it goes from December 1st at 10 in the morning until January 1st at 10 in the morning. You know, it's exactly, you have exactly like 31 days to do it. So that is why, yeah, so basically every single trophy that I got after that Fantasy Life one all counted. So it's like, you know, there's like a lot, the Wheel-Withered Platinum counted, all the Cosmic Invasion. It's like a lot, and it's just such a weird decision to do like that. They did kind of, not apologise, but when they put up the challenge, people, well, like when they revealed this one, because that's the thing, I guess I should have pointed out, you don't actually know what the challenges are going to be until that day at 10 in the morning. So if someone was like all cut up on day 11, and you see day 12 and you're like, oh my god, this is not doable in one day. So people did say on the forum like, what is this? And the like mods or whatever basically said that like it is a bit much, but if you want to say you've completed the challenge, you only have to do the first one. You know, like that would be completion. I ended up managing to get them all, just basically luck from the games I was playing. But yeah, if you're into this and stuff like this, I highly recommend. This is maybe the best event that I played all year, just because it is just so, I think it's quite quick and easy compared to some of the other ones. Yeah, and a lot of these were very straightforward, and it was just like play a game and have fun. Don't like go play this game, that like do this thing in this game and then jump to another game and then jump to another game. It was just like earn 5 trophies in games that came out between 2008 and 2012. Okay. You know, like earn 8 trophies in games that were on PlayStation Plus. Okay. Like they're all, you can see like, I did the first one, obviously there's only one, but that was in Wheel-Withered, then 2 was only in Yotei, 3 was only in FBC, 4 was a bit funny, but 5 was only in Assassin's Creed, 6 was jumping about a bit, but that was only in Yotei, Wheel-Withered and Fantasy Life, then 7 was only in Yotei, 8 was in Dreams, 9 was in Wheel-Withered, 10 was in Prince of Persia, and 11 was in Yotei and Fantasy Life, and then obviously 12 was in like loads of games. But this one was like fun, and it made me go back to get like, I think I got like 3 or 4 platinums as part of this challenge. Yeah, the challenge would be fun. I think I've got like 2 videos to edit from events that I just never like got to like edit the videos, so they will be coming soon. That was I only have one actually. I only have the Great Score Challenge, and in these I didn't actually take part in just because I wasn't interested in what they were. And the Olympics one just started yesterday, and I've not looked at it properly yet, but this one does look like it's one of the ones that's like too involved, and I'll probably skip. Like this one, unlock the most gold trophies in a row without earning any other types. The challenge ends when you earn a non-gold. So this is like, you have to like plan which ones you're going to do. There's another one, yeah, you have to spell Milan Cortina. And I believe that if you get a trophy in the middle that isn't that, it doesn't count. This one you have to get trophies that go up and down, and I'm like, I just kind of want to play games. Because as you can see, and it's like, you know, no shade to anyone who wants to do this, but the people at the top of the leaderboards are playing games like 112 Seed and Hermit's Tic-Tac-Toe. It's like, are you having fun playing these games? I don't know. You know, it's like when you start buying specific games just to do a challenge. See, like this person playing actual games, but I just kind of don't want to put in the effort for this, to be honest. Yeah, so I don't know. This one doesn't seem very fun, but there obviously are 9 different challenges, and you can kind of tackle whatever ones you want to do. So I'll definitely take a look at it at least, but doesn't seem fun. Yeah, so this is the first video of 2026, and they'll hopefully be coming a lot quicker. I've just been lazy basically for the month of January, but this will go up this weekend, and then on Monday or Tuesday I'll have a trophy list review that I've been putting off for ages, and I'll finally do that, and then they will be every Monday, Tuesday for the next few weeks to go through all the charity ones. I'll have the link below if you weren't aware, we're doing a charity fundraiser for Glasgow Children's Hospital charity, and one of the incentives on there is if you donate £10, I'll look through your trophy list and like all your platinums and stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, I've been very lazy, so there's a few I've got to get through. But if you donate before the 23rd of February, then you'll be added to the list, and I'll get on them like ASAP. Yeah, and then on Friday there'll be a normal video, and then I'm hoping to get a new video up every week. Like I said, I'll do it ages ago. I've just been lazy, like I said. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. A little look at the 12 Days of Xmas challenge in February. Again, like check out the website if you're into this and stuff like this. TrueTrophies.com. They've got an event pretty much every month, and then they also have these targets every month. So like earn 5 trophies with a little horse in it, earn 2 trophies with a shop flag, and earn 3 trophies with a difference of less than 3. So these are, I don't actually pay attention to these, I just like start them at the start of the month, and then if I get them, I get them. Yeah, so links below for the charity stuff and the other videos that I mentioned. New videos obviously coming soon once I finally get like on top of it and get them coming out again. But that's it for this video, and the only thing left to say is have a good one.